Club World Cup has come to the United States, and it's going to be important for a variety of reasons. It's important to the United States, it's important to the sport of football as a whole, and it's important to the World Cup next year in 2026. So the FIFA Club World Cup is a tournament consisting of 32 teams, all from all around the globe. The style is going to be played the tournament is going to be played exactly like the World Cup, with 4 teams in each group, in 8 groups, with the top 2 teams going to the round of 16 and the bottom 2 teams in each group being knocked out. It will then follow on one leg elimination tournament style, because like how it usually is. This is very lucrative because the prize money you get from winning this is a lot, and the prize money you get from even being here is a lot too. Manchester City is getting 34 million euros just for appearing in the tournament, which is the highest out of any team, because over the past few years, I think them and Madrid have been the best teams in Europe and the world. The reason why it's so important is because this kind of is going to test how well America can hold up before the World Cup, the expanded World Cup comes to America next year. There's a variety of teams that are going to be coming to America along from different countries, including the likes of Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Inter Milan, PSG, the current Uefa Champions League winners, Al Ali, Palmeiras, Fluminense, and Flamengo, and a lot more other teams from multiple other countries that are very important, including Real Madrid, Manchester City, and most of the best teams in Europe. The way it was selected was by a coefficient and a ranking of how each of those teams did internationally. For example, the reason why Chelsea made it was because they won the Champions League in 2021. The reason why Manchester City made it is because they won the Champions League in 2023. And other than them, no other English team has won the Champions League in the past 5 years. Real Madrid obviously won 2 Champions Leagues in that time. Atletico made it based on coefficient because even though they didn't win it, they were the second best Spanish team in Europe. And while this tournament doesn't seem important now, it will be eventually, because this is just the first version of it, and it's a lot new for lots of players, and there's lots of concern over how injured these players are going to be, because for the past year some of these players would have hardly had any rest, like only 3 weeks at most, especially players like Jude Bellingham, who played the Euros with England in June to July straight after the season, and then had to go for like preseason, and the UEFA Super Cup kind of straight after like 3 weeks of rest, and he's been playing since, and he's still playing. So certain players would have not been rested for a while, and that brings up injury concerns, because like what if they do get injured, and what if they get put in harm's way because of this tournament kind of messing up team seasons over a potential money grab. While I do admit that this is somewhat a bit of a money grab in certain ways, it still will be very important, because a tournament like this happening every 4 years, basically the club version of the World Cup, will be absolutely massive, because it comes to the United States, exposes the United States to all these European teams, and not just the nations, but it exposes them to European teams first, and then the nations will eventually come with the same players, and it'll generate more hype for a World Cup. Because the most watched leagues in the United States are, one, of course, the MLS, the Premier League, and La Liga. And seeing these teams, and seeing lots of people being able to locally see their favorite teams in their country, this will spur lots of interest. This will help the economy. This will kind of help the teams. This will help the teams generate more revenue, and it'll boost up the sport as a whole before the World Cup, which could be a major turning point, because the sport has been growing for a while, but we never know. So this tournament starts with opening match being Al Ahly versus Inter Miami, the MLS Supporters Shield champions, versus I think they won like 4 times in the past 5 years, the African Champions League, Al Ahly. So it's a very good group there with FC Porto and Palmeiras. It's a very good group. But this tournament will run from June 15th to July 14th, I believe. Almost a month of playing while others are resting. The thing that makes this tournament so worth it and has made teams rush to get players as quickly as possible is the fact that if you win this, you get 125 million euros, which is absolutely massive, and is an amazing prize pool. But to get to the point, a lot will be tested here. The final is at MetLife Stadium. There's a lot to look forward to. But will they be able to hold up with the transportation? Will this actually be able to make the economy grow and make the sport grow as a whole in general? And who will win it? I don't know. I won't put any money on anyone. But I kind of do agree that I can see it going to PSG again, because maybe they're hungry for more trophies, and maybe they kind of want to solidify that they're the best team in the world due to their somewhat dominant factor over the past 6 months. This is gonna be a very exciting tournament. This is gonna be very important to the sport as a whole. This might eventually become more important than the Champions League, because it already kind of pays more than the original Champions League. No, it does pay more than Champions League by like 8 million euros right now. But as this tournament grows, it might become the most prestigious club tournament in football. Well, that's all for me today. Next video we'll be talking about the Canyon I-30 project, and that'll be an amazing video because I need to get to that, because that's a very important project.